my name is Brian Chen,
Hi, my name is Jamil.
and today we'll be presenting the case of Latimer for our ethics video number 2.
Latimer's 12-year-old daughter, Tracy, has cerebral palsy and is also quadriplegic. Her father has never heard her speak, but we know that he loves her without a doubt. Today, during a regular checkup, the doctor said that she has to live with a feeding tube for the rest of her life and that an invasive surgery must be taken in order to insert this intrusive device.
The surgery is scheduled soon and we need to make a decision. The decision can influence the disability community, Latimer, and his daughter. His daughter's safety and health are at risk depending on the decision made. Can Latimer make a decision on his daughter's behalf if she cannot communicate? There are 3 possible solutions here. He allows that surgery to continue, he can ask to euthanize his daughter, or he can kill her himself. Should Latimer allow his daughter to get a surgery that can increase her pain?
We will analyze the situation from 2 ethical theories which include utilitarianism and Katanism. Utilitarianism is considered as the greatest happiness principle and is usually identifiable by the phrase, greatest good for the greatest number of people. On the other hand, Katanism is a duty-based theory and states that the consequences of an action do not matter and that the only thing that matters is the act itself and that the person performs their duty.
The situation will be analyzed with ethical principles such as non-maleficence and autonomy. Non-maleficence is to do no harm and to not put undue harm to others. Autonomy is allowing for free will, not acting on someone else's behalf and letting everyone choose for themselves.
If Latimer is the type of person that wants the greatest good for the greatest number of people, he should act according to utilitarianism. The question is, what will make Tracy happy? If she could speak, she might not ask to go forward with the surgery and ask for assisted suicide due to the immense pain she faces every day. However, this is a consideration of the means and not the consequences. We cannot simply use what if to argue our next course of action. What would the society think if we go ahead and kill Tracy? Latimer should kill his daughter as it will place less of a burden on healthcare system with one less person.
I think Latimer would wish to follow the universal rules. Latimer should do what's necessary and should follow an ethical theory that uses the rightness of an action as a measure of an ethical decision. Kantian ethics is a form of theological theory that states the consequences of an action do not matter. A universal rule is to help others. Latimer would have to make a choice that helps his daughter the most. Using the universal rule, Latimer should end her life as it ends her suffering and prolong term.
I disagree with that. Are you suggesting that it should be a universal rule that if someone has chronic pain, that they should end their lives? What type of message does this show to the disability community, which is an important stakeholder? If this scenario is accepted by society, then it will look down upon those with disabilities. We cannot suggest that the life of a disabled child is worthless and that they should be killed.
If we look at the possible outcomes, if the surgery is to go through, Tracy can be taken into palliative care, in which nurses would always be there for her if she has no other family that wants to look over her. Doctors will be on standby to remedy the surgery if it is blotched or problems arise. Euthanasia is not a viable option and is frowned upon and considered illegal. The hospital would never go ahead with it anyways. Lastly, Latimer could take matters into his own hands if he wants to end his daughter's life.
A principle we analyze is autonomy. Autonomous individuals act intentionally, with understanding, and without controlling influences. It states that the individual should choose their own plan of life. Latimer's daughter is her own person, and Latimer is his own person. Tracy cannot communicate, so her autonomy is limited. Latimer is able to make his own choices and act upon them. This denies Tracy her autonomy in favor of Latimer's.
The principle of non-maleficence states that one should not do harm to anyone, which includes loved ones. To prevent further harm to his daughter, Latimer should consider keeping his daughter in the hospital, as killing her would go against non-maleficence.
In this case, these facts outweigh the mitigating factors, which lead us to suggesting murder as a viable option. In this case, Tracy should die.